For our next guest now, Benjamin, with restrictions, social distancing, and lack of travel affecting how we meet up with someone, LinkedIn is now the place where we do business, connect with each other and other professionals, and find work. It has over 11 million members in Australia alone. That's over half our population on the platform. And here to tell us more from the Job Hunting podcast is job hunting expert Renata Bernarde. Good morning again to you, Renata.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing?
Very well. Now, look, before we get into Benjamin's LinkedIn, because I know that was a hot topic last time we spoke to you,
Hey,
just give us a refresher. Why is having your LinkedIn profile on point so crucial, especially at this current moment going through the pandemic?
Well, we are seeing Melbourne under lockdown. We can't go to offices. We're talking here about white collar workers in corporate, non-profit, and public sectors being at home, many of whom are unemployed in transition. We call it frictional unemployment, excuse me. And this time is really crucial for us to be making the most out of this time that we're at home. I mean, there's nothing but job hunting to do and networking to do, but there's nowhere to go. So the best thing to do is to use LinkedIn to your advantage and make the most out of the connections that you have there, and also place the connections that you have that are not yet connected to you on LinkedIn. Connect with them now. And look, we need to talk about what not to do on LinkedIn as well, because people, when they jump into a new social media channel and they're not used to it, things can go wrong. So
I think as well, yeah, like some people are sort of looking at LinkedIn as just an additional sort of platform to be on, not perhaps realising, quite the importance of it. I mean, tell us a little bit about before we get into the don'ts, what are some of the things that we should be doing to make sure that we've really nailed down our LinkedIn profile?
You have to have a great photo right at the top. We've spoken about this before at our previous chats, Alana. But you also have to position yourself as a distinctive professional and individual. This is not your Facebook account. This is not your Instagram account where you can have a bit of fun and banter. This is really you positioning yourself as a thought leader, somebody who means business, who can hit the ground running once you're employed by somebody else, or if you're a business owner, if you're contracted to do a piece of work. So you have to have a good headline with keywords that are easily to be identifiable by people that are searching for, specific things like change management, project management, and so on. These are just examples. A good about section that's written in your own words, not jargons that you put together haphazardly into sentences that make no sense, and it's really important for them to mean something about your previous work experience. And I like dot points where you can say, these are the skills and capabilities that I can help you with. Bang, bang, bang. Easy to read, not a chock block of words. This is really important. And also spread everything throughout. So under each work experience, write a little bit about it, especially if you have a job title that doesn't really explain what you did. Let's go with the example of project management. If you're a project manager at NAB, you can be doing really so many different things, right? So you can really use a couple of paragraphs to explain, and again, use 2 or 3 dot points under each work experience. Not only it gives the reader a story to read about you, but it's also very good for algorithms, for searchability on LinkedIn.
Okay, now we can get to Ben's.
I'm back in.
Off you go there.
I've jumped
Ben's
in.
going to ask you a million questions.
Just
Okay,
like
Ben,
my
go.
LinkedIn, I just dropped out for a minute there, but I'm back. And I just want to ask you this question because it was highlighted yesterday. Now, what can you do if maybe you've attempted to get onto LinkedIn a couple of times and you've got multiple accounts? Can you consolidate those?
Like
No.
super.
It's not
Find
like
my
Zuka.
accounts.
I wish you could. I've seen it all. I've seen people that, for example, have two different businesses and decided to do two different LinkedIn accounts because they don't want one side of their businesses to kind of know about the other. You shouldn't do that. LinkedIn doesn't want you to have multiple accounts. It's not like Facebook where you can have multiple pages. For example, if you have different businesses, LinkedIn doesn't like that. So if that's what you want, let's say you are a very serious investment banker, but you love interior design and you don't want those two things to coexist on LinkedIn for some reason. I think they're fine. You might want to do the investment banking on LinkedIn and then the interior design on Instagram. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you might have to decide to do those two things. But no, you have to disestablish your different accounts and just focus on one, and then just copy paste things.
Renata, does the LinkedIn, like, actually, can they delete your accounts, or, you know, do you get reported if you've got multiple accounts? How do you actually stop them from sort of stepping in, I guess?
Well, they can block you out. There are no 3 strikes you're out with all of the social media platforms. By the way, it's not just LinkedIn. If you do something that they don't like, or if it's against the terms and conditions you've signed, they block you. You cannot log back in. That's Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, you name it. And then you have to work yourself back into the platform again by proving that, you know, you're not going to do this again, or re-signing the terms and conditions. And you can do this a couple of times until you're blocked for life, as some people have been on these accounts, including LinkedIn. You don't want to be in a situation like that, guys. If you're unemployed, if you're a white collar worker, or if you have a business that works with the sectors that use LinkedIn a lot. So be careful. Don't get yourself into trouble by having to...
Are you directing this to Benjamin? Benjamin, this is for you. Are you taking notes?
The shame is real. The shame is real. But I want to ask this question, and that is that there's a little bit of a myth that people have just used their LinkedIn when it comes to looking for employment at that particular time. You know, when it comes to sort of making sure that making sure it's always updated. Is there like people that you can rely on that can help maintain that for you, or is that just still the individual's responsibility?
I think that would be your partner who looks after everything else for you.
You have to be careful not to give your... That's a good question, you know, because so many people have virtual assistants, and they you know, LinkedIn doesn't like to give you you're not allowed to give your personal accounts access to someone else. So, you know, I can't say anything else about that in terms of telling people to break the rules. It's one of the reasons why people may get blocked out. If, let's say, if you have a virtual assistant in India and she logs in as you with your username and password, that's not allowed. Again, it's not like Instagram and Facebook where there is a possibility for people to manage your page for you. LinkedIn doesn't allow you to do that. What I do is I do a LinkedIn audit where I don't log into your account, but I do a recording of a video of myself going from top to bottom on your LinkedIn profile, and I give you tips. And this video then is my clients, and it's downloadable. They keep it, and I give them tips, and I tell them what to do, and I send them a report as well. So I found this, you know, I don't think there's anybody else doing this at the moment. Now I've given my competitors ideas, right? But I like this because I can give them a report with a series of recommendations. And I've only started doing this 2 months ago, and they love it, you know, because it's easy for them to keep. It's recorded. I show them exactly what they have to do. I show them examples on other profiles, like my profile, on how to do privacy settings and things like that. So,
well, Renata, you are definitely the expert in this field, 100%. That's why we love talking to you about this. And people can find you, Renata Bernarde, on LinkedIn, and you can give everyone advice. So Ben will be calling you in about an hour and a half, and we will talk to you again soon. Thank you for your time.
I can do Ben's. I'll do Ben's.
Okay, perfect.
Oh my gosh.
Order.
Yes.
Thanks, Renata.
Okay, great.